And welcome into your moving parts, and this time your moving parts is in the water aerobics. We have with us Hayden McDonald, and Hayden, thank you for coming and being with us.
You're welcome.
Every now and then we get to be with your good buddy Brant McDonald, your husband.
Right.
And so funny because when we got connected up, all of a sudden I get an email from Brant saying, "Oh, by the way."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so you could have brought him along.
I could have.
We could have done some making sense
he
here
could
also.
have joined us.
Okay, when people do water aerobics, it's very good for you, especially as you're older, because it's very easy on your joints, isn't it?
Exactly, yes. It's low impact because you're in the water.
Okay.
And the water is going to take off a lot of what you weigh. So any movements
Oh.
you do, yeah, you're going to feel really light in the water.
That makes it nice. And is there like a lot of our viewers are older, if they just want to say, okay, I'm not a big time swimmer, but I want to get in the water. So you start off and basically water up to about your chest.
Right,
Chest
about
high.
right here,
And then you can, is there a kind of a beginning way that we would start doing water aerobics?
Yes, because the movements, you just take them to your level. So yes, if you're in water up to here, you would just slowly like lift your knees up.
Okay.
You could make the movements big
So
or
you're-
small.
So you're almost just like,
Just
almost,
like
you're
jogging.
You're walking in place almost.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And then is there a certain amount of repetitions that you want to do?
You could start off, if you were new to water aerobics, maybe just doing about 15 to 30 seconds and then just increasing from there.
Okay. So you would do that and then you put that in conjunction with other things.
Right, with other movements.
Normally a water aerobics, if you want to call it a workout, if you want to call it a workout.
It's a workout.
Should take you, about 20 minutes, or is there a set given time?
Normally, I'd say anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes.
Okay, because a lot of times you teach classes.
I do teach classes.
In water aerobics.
Right.
So in a given class, obviously sometimes you start with beginners.
Right.
So a beginner would start by probably being in the water for probably about a half an hour or so.
And then just build up from there.
And the interesting thing, because a lot of times when you're doing exercise, that they tell you that if you start doing too much, that you're going to start to feel it. The difference is in water, it's not going to be as brutal on your body.
That's right. It's much easier on your joints. That's correct.
It makes it good.
Yes.
So basically then we started with just basically walking in place.
Right.
And then what will we move on to from there?
Okay, you would just lift your knees up to like a jog.
Okay, so then you started by just
Yeah,
an easy walk.
and you always want to get your heels down because you're going to want to stay on your toes because you're lighter, but you want to get your heels all the way down.
Okay, because your tendency, your foot is automatically going to go down to the toe part.
Right, but you want to make sure the heel goes down
You're
afterwards.
bringing down the heel. Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that do by bringing the heel all the way down?
Well, staying on your toes, you're just going to be working your calves, and you need to work more muscle groups than that.
Okay, and that'll take care of the entire muscle groups that are in your legs, and even your lower back, wouldn't it?
And your lower back, and
because you've
your
got your
core.
hamstrings in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of times as we grow older, we've got a lot of problems with back problems.
That's right.
That we do.
That's right, and the water is really good for those with back issues.
Okay. Okay, so then we've done those two things. That's not going to take a half hour.
No, then you can move on to some jumping jacks out and together. So just jump out together.
So you're gonna go out and in. And you don't have to bring a normal jumping jack. You're bringing your arms out.
Right,
but
but you want to keep the resistance.
You just want to keep
the resistance.
And the water
of
does give you that resistance.
It does. So you're just cupping your hands out and in to add that resistance.
Out in. Okay. So then we've gone from just walking in a place to the kind of a jogging, and then you're going to get into
some jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks.
Right.
So now, in each case, we're going to do about 15 to 20 repetitions of each one.
Right.
So now we're building up a sequence.
We are.
Yes.
We are.
Okay. And what we can add?
Okay, we can add on like a cross-country ski, opposite arm, opposite leg, front to back.
Front to back, like you are actually. Yeah, if you've ever done cross country, that's
right,
exactly
just like
what you're doing.
And your hands, you want to cup them like this, so you're getting the resistance of the water as well.
Okay. So you're doing it that way.
Right.
Yep. Now, what all this is doing is it's helping your core, but it's also burning calories.
It is. It's a wonderful cardiovascular workout.
So it is good for your heart, getting your heart rate up.
Correct.
But then at the same time, normally in a workout that would take about a half hour, what kind of a calorie burn do you have? You know, have an idea?
Well, there has been studies run on this, and in an hour you'll burn anywhere from 400 to 500 calories.
Wow, that's
but it
quite a
also
few.
depends on your size too.
Yeah,
So.
and the intensity.
And the intensity, correct.
Yeah, and that makes a little bit of a difference.
Right.
Okay, so right now we've gone from, just that. So this is kind of getting us started. So if a person wanted to just do this to get started, they could go from that easy walk to more of a jog,
right?
and then going into the
jumping jacks,
to the
out
jumping
together.
jacks, and then going into your cross
Cross-country
things.
ski.
And if you do about 30 repetitions of that, and then when you've done all of that, that's basically a set.
That's a set, and then you can repeat it.
And then you can do that set. I would start off probably doing it at least 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
And then you've probably gone about 15 minutes at that point.
Right.
It's a good way to get started. Okay, just remember this. Water is very easy for you when you're going to start to do aerobic things. And also it's a good way to not have any injuries when you're doing it, especially if you've not been doing a lot of exercise. And we'll be right back right after this.